chew it. Simmer down, baby. Quit running around like a wild hyena for it. Think about that track, Shimba. Okay, so this morning I don't even know what time I woke up because I didn't want to look at the clock. So I got up, went to the bathroom, and then I laid back down, and I had that weird brain filling, shaky brain filling. Only somebody with multiple chemical sensitivity would know what I'm talking about. And gluten brain damage. But anyway, so I couldn't get back to sleep, so I just prayed. I was like, oh God, please help me fall asleep. Please help me fall asleep. You know, whoever God is or whatever. Please, God, you know, help me fall asleep. Help me fall asleep. And then I'll ask, you know, the aliens, like Joel mainly, please help me fall asleep. Please help me fall asleep. And like I said, I mean, I know I probably laid there at least 2 hours, maybe even 2.5 before I finally fell asleep. And then, you know, when I got up, I mean, I think I probably slept at least 2 more hours at least, you know, before I finally got up or whatever. But I was happy because I fell asleep and then I got a good experience, even though it was really sexual. Well, I think I was telling Joel he can make it really sexual if he wanted to, and he did. But because I was just desperate to get back to sleep. And, so anyway, so I did fall back to sleep, and like I said, when I woke up, man, I felt, like, good. I could tell that weird shakiness in my brain, it went away, you know, by the time I woke up, because sometimes, well like I say, I get symptoms at distinct times, but anyway, so I was asking for an experience, and then, so I finally fell back to sleep, probably at least 2 hours after I got up and went to the bathroom or whatever, and then laid back down. It was probably 2 hours at least I laid there trying to fall back to sleep. And then, like I said, I probably got another 2 hours of sleep. But anyway, okay, so it started out like this. Okay, so it was a panoramic view. Like, he throws me in the scenario, and then it's just like, whoosh. And I was like, wow, okay, I'm in the country. I'm in, like, the countryside of, like, I feel like I'm in Oklahoma in the country or something. And I was basically on you know, highways. I was out there, I mean, it's a panoramic view, and I was just looking around like, wow, okay. You know, I was looking at highways, just hardly any cars or anything. And like I say, he just throws me in the scenario, and this was the first part of the scenario, and it was just like, I was just looking around like panoramic view. And the first thing, like I say, I don't know if he made me think of Oklahoma or whatever, but it was like I was in the country, I mean in a rural area, you know, there's still, you know, highways, but very rural area, like kind of out in the country in Oklahoma or whatever. And like I said, I don't know if he made me think of Oklahoma. I don't know, but that's what I thought about. And so okay, and so then I saw these two trucks with VATS, like VATS go by. These two trucks, this big old VATS, like white. It was like white truck and big VATS. I mean, I don't know what kind of chemical was in there, but in black letters, it did say something, and I looked at it real closely. Hey, Tori, you're gonna have to move. I looked at it real closely. Hey. I looked at it real closely, the VATS, and I thought, I gotta remember this. I want to remember this, but I can't remember. But anyway, it had black words on the VATS. Whoops, I just found one that was going the other direction. It was basically the other direction, but Yeah, okay. I found a better one, actually. Okay, it's kind of like this. Two of them. I saw two of them go by like that. They were all white, though, like white. And the VATS were white, but it wasn't quite shaped like that. It was shaped kind of more up and round, taller. And like I said, there was black words, and I was told myself, I want to remember, you know, the words, whatever that company said on the side, but I can't remember. But there was two of those that went by. Okay, so here comes the first second. This was very all graphic, very sexual. So I got to edit a bunch of it out. But so the first scene, and like I say, he just threw me in the scenario, and it was just like panoramic view, and it was like really cool. And I think there was a couple other cars, but I can't remember what models or anything they were. But it was basically just, you know, when you're driving out in the country or whatever on, you know, through the countryside of on the highways, you know, that's what it was like. And so the first so then all of a sudden a guy is at the side of the road, and he starts having sex behind a truck with this other person. And so that was the first graphic sexual scene. Like I said, I have to edit a lot of stuff out. Okay, so that was the first sexual scene, and then all of a sudden it seemed like I jumped to, like, I don't know where I was, but outside of that Oklahoma countryside area, in another outside area, and all of a sudden there's this like skanky big old yucky van, and it's like all these like pinned up like people, but it was like real people, and a lot of them looked gross and like zombies, like what you would see in a movie, or like what do you call it, a movie, or like a game or something, like zombies. Like most of them were just all gross and skanky, but completely naked and everything, and all porno and shit. And I was like you know, like looking at all the naked people just kind of like pinned up against this. It was weird, like pinned up against the van, this big old skanky, big old long RV type of van. And there was more graphic stuff too. But I just don't, man, I don't know how the aliens do it. Like Joel, it just makes everything so real and graphic. I mean, like if you saw that in real life, but in the scenario, like if you're looking at a dong or whatever, it's just a million times more real looking and more graphic, if that makes sense. I mean, okay, yeah, so, but like I say, and some of them were clearly like zombies, like monster looking zombies, and other people were more human looking, but real skanky looking and all naked, and I was looking at their private parts and shit. Hey, chill. Okay, so, you okay, Simba? Sorry, baby. Okay, so that was like the second scene, and I was like I said, I have to edit a lot of stuff out. Okay, so then there was a third scene where it's kind of like I was walking down I don't know what you call it, a atrium, a big old hallway, like down a building. I don't know where I was at exactly, and then all of a sudden I see this like India looking dude, and I know Joel probably got this from when I went to the movies, and these India people were there at the movies, at a late movie. And then there was this India, I mean, he looked Middle Eastern, and it's like, and he was just walking along, you know, had clothes on and everything, and then all of a sudden, it's like, Joel does this a lot to me. He'll make me into a man, but I felt like he put his, like he morphed his dong on me, and it's so weird. And but like I say, he's done that many times before, and like I say, turned me into a man and gave me a dong and everything. But that was the second part of the scenario, and or actually third or fourth. But and there were some parts in it too where I remember there was something I picked up from the ground inside that building, the atrium, when I was walking along, or the hallways, food or something, but I can't remember what it was because there was a lot of details that I'm forgetting. But anyway, and I'm forgetting this other, I forgot this other scene too that came before this. So there was that scene where Joel turns me into a man, and then the other scene, yeah, it was definitely before this one, after the pinned up, all those pinned up, yucky, naked zombies and all very graphic, you know, sex parts and everything. Okay, so then, like the second or third scene or whatever, you know, before this scene that I just talked about, there was, like a truck driver that drove up, and he was a man, and and he showed me his dong, like, through the glass, or through the window, and I was, you know, I was kind of, it was kind of high up, you know, because it was a semi-truck, and so I just kind of, like, reached up there, and I was just kind of, like, staring at it and everything, because I'm just like, wow, like, how did the heck, because I was questioning, you know, because I knew Joel was giving me the experience as I was in the experience. Like, most of the time, I pretty much know exactly that he's giving, you know, I know exactly, I'm conscious of the fact that he's giving me an experience. And so I'll be like, wow, he's showing me this and showing me that. But anyway, so I was just like looking really closely at his dong and shit, and I just like couldn't believe how real it was and how real looking, you know, because I knew I was in an altered state, and I was just like, wow, I can't believe, you know, they're able to just make things so real and graphic. I mean, even more real and graphic than like in real life. And yeah, so that was, and like I said, I was just inches away from his dong when he was showing me his dong. But, and he looked, he's kind of an older dude, I don't know, maybe 60. But that's, I forgot about that part. But that was like, you know, the second or third scene, and then the scene with the yucky what do you call it, RV, and all the naked people all pinned up and stuff. Okay, so, and then like I say, that fourth scene or whatever with the India person, or the India guy, where Joel transferred and turned me into a man. Like I said, this one was, Joel's given me very sexual stuff like this many times before. I mean, millions of times, but not in a while. This had been a while, you know, since this morning or whatever, had been a while. And so so then, but at least I got something. I felt so happy when I got up, because I was, because I felt so, you know, like I knew I had gotten like at least 2 more hours of sleep, because I would have been pissed off if I would not have, nothing pisses me off more than when I wake up at like 2 or 3 a.m. and cannot get back to sleep, and then I got to get up at like, you know, 7 or whatever. That pisses me off so bad. So anyway, so then, after the India scene, there's, hold on. Okay, the semi-truck. Okay, Oklahoma semi-truck. And then with the Oklahoma scene, the semi-truck. And then the RV with all the pinned up, naked, gross zombies and shit, porno zombies and stuff. Okay, and then the fourth or whatever was the India person. Okay, hold on. There's 2 more scenes. Yeah, 2 more scenes. Okay, and then the next scene is now the next 2 scenes are not sexual. So the next one, all of a sudden, I'm in New York City, and I'm walking up high steps to get to like you know, an auditorium where there's like thousands and thousands of students in this auditorium. But I knew I looked in after I went up several flights of stairs. I'm like, wow, what the heck? And I looked at all those thousands of people in the auditorium, and I'm like, what the heck? I could get the hell away from here, you know. I knew that I wasn't in the right area, because I was half naked, you know, because I just came from that one scene where I was looking at my big skinny dong or whatever, and I had these real thin pants on, but I was basically like half naked, you know, and And so I knew, I was like, because I didn't want I didn't want the students to see me half naked, so I thought I better hurry up and go down, the steps and go back to where, where there's less people and stuff. So that was kind of like I was in New York, like for whatever reason, Joe programmed it that I was in New York, going to the auditorium or whatever, for whatever reason, that class. I mean, I accidentally walked up to the wrong class or whatever. Okay, so there was that scene, and that wasn't sexual or anything, except for the fact that I knew I didn't want people to see me like half naked and see my dong or whatever, because I had, like I said, I had these really thin pants on and like no underwear or anything. Okay, so the next now the next scene was fun. The last scene, I was, it's like I was at work, but it was really strange workplace and everything. It's like I was at work and we were having a potluck, and I was walking back and forth, and there was also some slight steps and inclines up to different smaller floors and stuff for whatever reason. And we would go up there and get some food or whatever. And this was the weird part, because and there's so much other food items and stuff that I can't remember that I wanted to try, and that I did try, but I can't remember. But the funny thing that that I totally remember, that's very clear, is that I was eating a green bell pepper. I was sitting there eating it, tasted exactly like a green bell pepper, and I was eating it, and I'm like, why am I eating a green bell pepper? Because I knew there was so much better stuff to eat, and I knew that I was kind of allergic to peppers, but I knew that I probably wasn't allergic to bell peppers, because they're different than normal jalapeno and cayenne and blah 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 blah. I was allergic three and a half years ago. I don't know if I am now. I'll have to try eventually, like some cayenne pepper or jalapeno, and I do plan on it eventually, trying a little piece or whatever. But so in the scenario, I knew, but why, I don't know why Joe put a green bell pepper, but I mean, I think I did have that on the brain though, not long ago, some bell peppers. So, yeah, but I know there's a lot of stuff that I'm forgetting, the little details of the food we were preparing. God, and it's so much is like trying to come back to me with all the food and stuff, and the potluck we were having, and we were just like walking back and forth, and like I say, there were, Joe always does that, puts different layers on one floor, like go up little steps and just all different like layers to one floor or whatever, and steps and everything. But it was a blast. But there's still so much that that I could be remembering. But lately, for quite some time now, I've been having like good experiences, but I can't remember anything. Which is odd, because I've never been like this before, but I know that aliens are controlling all that. But this one this morning was pretty damn good, except there's still a lot that I'm forgetting, little details and stuff. But, and there may have been some other, no, there are some words that I'm remembering and everything, but I'm editing a lot of stuff out. But some of the words, that it could have been on some other things that I'm not remembering, that I wanted to remember, but I can't remember what they were. But I know one of them was the business or whatever that was on that, because I was like, it was like black letters, and I was like, okay, I honed in on it, and I was like with my eyes, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna remember this, I'm gonna remember, and it might still come back to me. And like I say, I think there maybe was some other words somewhere that I saw that I wanted to remember. But like I say, there's a lot of stuff that I am remembering, but I'm editing it out. Some of the sexual stuff and all that. And some of the things that I said to some of those zombie porno people, some of the things I said to them and everything, I'm editing a lot of stuff out. But there's still a lot of details that I'm forgetting. Like the food items that we were preparing and that I wanted to try. But I could clearly taste the bell pepper and everything, and I haven't eaten a bell pepper. I know there's red ones, but the green bell peppers we used to eat a lot when we were little, when my mom used to make she would put ground beef and rice and some other stuff, and stuffed green bell peppers. I always totally hated that. Yuck. Totally, I always hated it. But thanks for listening.